The next shape we'll be doing is a sphere. And spheres are pretty much the most difficult shape to draw and shade. A lot of people are intimidated by the idea of drawing a circle, so I'm going to show you how to do that pretty easily. When you bend at your wrist but hold your hand still, you get kind of a curved shape. And so what you're going to do is you're going to draw a series of short curves. Alright, and it may not be perfect. You can go in and you can fix, you got some lumpy spots, you can fix those. So, alright, and a sphere, just like a cone, follows a pretty specific shading pattern. And that is kind of like, there's the highlight, there's the light medium, there's the medium dark, or the medium I should say, and this is going to be the dark out here. So the light is coming from up here in the surface. If you were doing it from the light over here, everything would shift over to the side, but they're all kind of like in a crescent moon shape. So your dark value is going to come up here in a very narrow strip, and gradually shade or blend to white. I find that the easiest way to do this is to do a series of short value gradations from dark to medium around the outside, and it's not going to be perfectly blended at first. But what we're going to do is we're going to make everything point towards that highlight point, and then in the end we can blend it. But I'm also using the side of my pencil lead instead of the tip, so I'm not getting a lot of really dark pencil grooves, which is good. That makes it a lot easier to blend. And I'm trying to hold my pencil out a little bit more towards the end, and that helps me to not get those pencil grooves. It also helps me not to smear my lead. Up here it's going to be very narrow. So I'm just pressing hard and then lightening up, making sure that it blends and it doesn't give the impression of being outlined. Now, it's pretty difficult to do this whole thing without getting any smudges, so if you end up getting a smudge, don't freak out. You can easily go back and erase it. Just make sure that you do so that your edges are nice and clean. And I've been getting a little bit lighter. I need to bring this back darker. And keep my edges nice and crisp here. Alright, so I've got that section in. I'll blend that a little bit more. Alright, now I'm going to go from medium dark to medium. Again, using the side of my pencil lead, which by now has a nice flat surface on it, so I'm getting wider pencil strokes. The thing with doing a sphere is you just have to take your time. It's not something you can really rush through, because if you start going this way, then you lose that pattern or that illusion of roundness, which is what we want. That's the whole difference between a shade and a circle on paper, or I mean not a shade and circle, a sphere and circle on paper is how you shaded it. So you have to do the shading correctly or it's not going to work. Okay, and you can already see how it's starting to look rounder. Now at this point we're getting light enough that I need to erase these guidelines. The only thing to make sure when you erase like this, make sure you get all of the pencil eraser spots off of there. Alright, so now we're going to, still going towards that circle area, go medium to light, using my softest touch. And leaving that highlighted area white. Now I'm going to go back through and see how I'm turning my paper as I'm blending across my previous pencil lines very lightly. I mean, I'm not pressing any harder than this. So I'm not pressing really hard. I'm just trying to blend in some of those previous pencil lines. Make sure any lighter patches are filled in. Make sure my edges are nice and clean. Try to use the sharper point to kind of get that clean edge there. And you see I've got really dark, medium, medium light, I'm sorry, really dark, medium light, and the lightest area, the highlight. Okay, now I'm going to go through and I'm going to erase these smudges. Oops. So that my finished product is nice and clean. Just be careful when you're brushing away the eraser dust that you don't smudge again. And there we have a finished sphere.